What's up, guys? So I ended up watching this, I guess, podcast from Sports Gamers Online. The NASCAR stuff. It starts at the 26-25 mark, but I'm not going to waste anybody's time. All they really did was talk about the the information we already know. I thought these guys had inside information. They were going to reveal something. Maybe they spoke to somebody directly at Motorsport Games. Uh, Basically, they're just talking. They're pretty much doing the type of stuff I do and a lot of other people do. I don't have a problem with that, but I don't know, man. It's like they had people. I don't want to go as far as to say that they misled people. I'm sure they want people to tune in to think that they're going to reveal something, but it's really just their reaction to this type of information. It wasn't just about NASCAR 21. They also talked about, NHL 22 and some other stuff. Really, it's not really worth getting into what they talked about because it's stuff that I've already covered and the type of information you can get from anywhere else. If you've been paying attention to any of this stuff, you've watched the trailer, you've just kept up with the type of stuff I've already talked about, there's nothing new here. There is one thing they mentioned that I wouldn't call it new, but it just they pretty much confirmed that one, next gen consoles uh, was pushed back because they felt that not enough people had these next gen consoles, and they figured, let's put more concentrated effort on the current consoles and all that stuff and make sure that really works, because it does take extra effort to do the other stuff with the next gen consoles. There are added features, right? It's not just about the game looking better. You know, there's the load time stuff and other small details. We don't know what they're going to do that's going to separate the next gen console version from this. I don't think it's going to be that much of a difference. I'll tell you straight up, I would not expect like a night and day difference, but there are differences. And I think that they pushed it. They said it's going to be. I mean, according to these guys, that it's going to be sometime in the first quarter of 2022, which is fine. It'd be nice to have it ready, but there's a lot of decisions that they've made that I do agree with. It's really important that the core of the game works and it works right. You don't want a half-ass game and then add a bunch of stuff that's not ready. So as long as we do get that next gen version sometime in the first quarter of next year, I'm okay with it. It's not the end of the world. Um, the other bit of news is that they did bring up the Switch, and the Switch apparently is something that they're postponing. I think these guys did say something about it's not coming for the first game, and they just weren't happy with how the Switch version was going. From the start, I always wondered, like, if this franchise is going in a direction that is, um, obviously AAA status. I did from the start wonder why they're even trying to put this on the Switch. But the answer is obvious, right? There's a lot of people on Switch, and it's that's a huge market. Why would you cut them out, right? So if they can have, I don't want to say a condensed version, but obviously a Switch version isn't going to be as advanced as the main game, right? So it's probably not going to look as good or run as well. But even though we already kind of know that, apparently it wasn't running to their satisfaction. So, the translation for me is it's not working well at all. Because if it's not coming at all for the first game, right? They still plan to do it in future titles, but They don't want to just push out something that's broken, and that's a smart decision. And for the most part, right? I'm not going to say all the decisions they've made have been the perfect decision, but I like that they're willing to do stuff like that because you don't want to half-ass this, which is why I don't have a problem that there's no truck in Xfinity. If it's not ready, if there's, you want to make sure the core game, the Cup Series, is where it needs to be. Then you could add this stuff down the line. And I didn't bring this up the last time I talked about this, but other people have brought this up, and they're absolutely right. The NASCAR Thunder Series, NASCAR Thunder 2004 in particular, that was just a Cup Series, and it's still regarded as one of the best NASCAR games we've ever had. Uh, you don't need all three series to make the game feel authentic. Or I'm not saying never put it in, so I don't want people to say, oh, down the line when it's ready. And these guys don't want to just half-ass it. So at least they're saying the right things, right? We still have to. There's still a lot for us to find out about this game, but unfortunately, these guys brought nothing new. I don't want to say that. I mean, I really, I don't know, man. Something didn't feel right about it. It just feels like uh, they know. I think they knew people were going to tune in, expecting real information, something new, and really all it was rehashing old information. Because this is old information now, so it's not really worth talking about beyond that. But other than the next gen console thing and the Switch not coming out for the first game, there's really not much else to talk about. That being said, I'm sure we're going to get more information about the game. There's still time. And we already know the bulk of the information. So that's pretty much it. And I'm sorry that there wasn't more information. I'm disappointed. It was a big letdown just listening to these guys talk. I almost knew right away as soon as they started talking that it was just going to be uh, sort of going over what we already know. And yeah, I mean, by now we all know all this information. There's like 20 different videos out there. Uh, I'm sure most of us have already seen all of them. So they didn't add anything new. I don't see what the purpose of this was. Of course, they have this platform. So, I shouldn't have said that. Obvious. This is pretty obvious it was gonna happen, but I don't know. I was looking forward to something more. I heard about this like 2 weeks ago. Somebody said, yeah, they're gonna come on with information, and I was just under the impression these guys were gonna reveal stuff and not just go over old stuff. So unfortunately, it is what it is, and I don't want to take up any more of your time. I really don't have much else to add. I will talk more about the upcoming game as information comes out. They're going to reveal more information. I have no doubt about it. I'm sure there's other things they're going to talk about, as well as probably reveal uh, some more footage. Uh, I'm hoping for gameplay, but it is what it is. So yeah, big letdown tonight, unfortunately. So yeah, sorry about that, and I'll be back when there's actually something substantial to talk about. Later.